Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome into the studio. I am Andy. Today, we're going to be breaking down this entire mix for this little Christmas song. And we did a Christmas album. The composer company that I work for when I do TV type stuff, Cake in Space Music, we have just launched this little YouTube channel, and this year everybody just made a little Christmas song and we put on there. And so mine went up last. It's Proggy Froggy, if I believe. That's me, Proggy Froggy. And the little video, we can stop that. Little video is up there. It looks like this if you want to see like what I do when I make a little bit of cheesy video content for a kids type holiday song. You know, we make music for kids shows, and so that's the song. Go out there, check it out if you're gonna watch, you know, the breakdown, so you know what's coming at you. I'm not gonna just sit here and listen to the whole song. That'd be a waste of time. I'm gonna get right into the sounds and how I've mixed it and the different things that I use to get this song to happen. And also, we're working on a Raven here, which means even though we're in Ableton, we have a console like we're used to with like 10-point touch. This is a 2K resolution Raven MTI Max. It's just beautiful. And the updates with the Raven 4.0 software, I mean, they're so stellar. And so we have got everything right where we want it to work and get a good look at this whole mix. So let's break it down. So the links are in the description below. If you want to listen to the song on your favorite streaming service, you can. You go listen to the whole album. It's a nice little Christmas album. We all made little songs there. But my song is Proggy Froggy, If I Believe, and go check that out, dude. Spin that. Come back and boom, here we are getting into it. So I organized all of my projects in Ableton generally the same way. The all fader there is so we can have control and, you know, talk to each other, get intimate, you know. I have that also mapped to a little hardware knob over here that you can't see on my Akai LPT8, so I can quickly, you know, get to that volume. All of my tracks in this project, let's get into it. So I think I've already pulled out the vocals. All of these are vocals, like pretty much that whole first thing of vocals. It's good to point out here, I have there's nice little icons up in every single little bay up there in the track thing that I have control. I can change out any of these nice little line art icons. They're easy to look at, and I know exactly right away what I'm viewing. And so when you're mixing and trying to get a handle on like a big project, I just find that to be super useful, just like it is to be in console mode. Have all of my stuff kind of named in a way that I can see it. I can see levels popping up like, whoa, we just popped up into a chorus section, I think, because this is like all the chorus vocals, maybe the verse, who knows. We can go boop over here and look, and we go, oh, okay, yeah, that indeed is a chorus section. Nice. And so you can see here's our project. There's a lot of stuff in this project, a lot of tracks, but you wouldn't know, right? You wouldn't know that was anything confusing or whatever you might want to say, because it just doesn't seem to be that way. So part of that is because we're on the console. It just looped around, and that's why my volume for my voice, the master fader, faded down. So we have drums coming to us from the DMX plugin, right, which is a model of the Oberheim DMX. Classic drum machine, dude. Check this dude out. Oh, it sounds so good. Nothing too fancy going on with this, right? So we can have a look at the actual what's done with the programming that's down in here. I probably grabbed this loop. This doesn't sound like anything I played. I grabbed this loop out of their loop library. I might have tweaked starts and ends kind of thing, ins and outs of sections, but that's the drums. They are 100% DMX, and we've added also so we can get like cymbals and a little bit of like the lifey vibe that's all Get Good Drums. If you don't know Get Good Drums, I use this plugin Used to be my mainstay. I've been kind of changing over, and I've been getting into the Slate drums. Shocker, I know. A little bit more flexibility. The sounds to me are just as good, if not better, but I get a lot more control over the kit. But this project is from a couple weeks ago, so it still has the old Getka drums in there. But those are great too. You know, don't be disillusioned. So we're hearing. That's what's going on with drum stuff. Now I can see we've got a bunch of other synth things happening. Let's go in and check some of that out. Here's our Mini Freak. This is the Arturia Mini Freak. So we've got, you know, a little bit of high stuff going on there. I'm gonna turn off the cymbal stuff. Gets a little annoying. We got a couple of OBXs in here. Let's see what anything's doing. What do we hear? I just saw that signal. Where'd it go? Our hardware synths behind me in the room, we've got a Mini Moog and an ARP Odyssey. That's where we restarted. That's where the main synth bass lines are coming from. Those right there. Nice. Then we've got piano, doing a lot of lifting there for sure, carrying a lot with the musics. So let's look at these synths. Each one, we got the Moog. So if we go in the Moog, what are we doing to them? I do have like a standard kind of synth rack, so there's a little bit of delay. Off, on. Same thing will probably ring true for the Odyssey. Yeah, and there's a phaser on the Odyssey. So let's. Without it, with it, and again a tiny bit of delay, not much really delay at all. And then we also have a virtual mix rack on each channel, which is, you know, handling some of that other stuff. Let me get this one out of the way. That's got our virtual console, so we're going through a Neve with this project, and then this is just the LA2A model, and it's kind of just coloring sound, giving a bit of a boost, and we've got tremor boosting signal too. These are old synths that's coming out here, and you know, the sometimes the signal's not that strong, but the two together, whoops, this one, oh, so good. Throw the DMX and the drums back in. We've got a DX7 doing us a nice polysynth thing over top of there. Combines with the piano well. We got trumpets and a whole horn section, really, that come out in the choruses and towards the end. We got really just some horns and some bells. Now, that kind of runs us through the music. I guess I didn't say what was going on with drums processing, like the DMX processing. It's because there's nothing going on. I don't do anything to sounds like that. They generally are so good just by themselves, right out of the box. You don't need to mess with them that much. Like, the less that I do to things, the better everything sounds, almost always. So let's open that back up again. We're gonna go over here. Let's get into some vocals, right? This is the fun part. Spreading all that Christmas cheer, and if I be there, then I might see all the. So generally, each section is going to have a main vocal, two doubles, doubles of harmonies. So like there's one double, two doubles of harmonies, and then like an odd guy out. Like it's not even cold. This is a verse, so it's like the verses will have just a little bit of harmony. But so like what's going on with the processing? Let's go just to the main vocals. My favorite time of the year. Let's look at the mix rack. Spreading all I think it just armed me. No, it didn't arm me. So in the mix rack, we have the 800 model mic. We're going through the Neve, of course. The 76 pre. We'll hit the EQ before our compressor, and a lot of vocal compression here. Definitely stick in the main lead vocal, like flattening out front. Generally is how I do a lot. Oh, look. I'm like, it sounds like I am record enabled. I don't think Ableton manages that very well because often things are record enabling them themselves, and I don't want them to be. It gets on my nerves. So let's hide that mix rack back. Generally, then all of my vocals are going to have the same thing happening. I'm like, did it do it to me again? No, it didn't. They're all going to have generally the same stuff happening. We do have light tuning happening too. You're probably seeing that happening. There's a chill in the air, but tuning is, I think it's great when you're stacking up a lot of vocals because it helps keep everything in perfect tune. But generally, don't rely on a tuner. Your stuff should sound good before you put a tuner on it, and then it's just like making it extra. There's a chill in the air, but it just feels. But all these vocal tracks will have the same stuff pretty much done to them. Whoops, sorry. Which is this. This is kind of my normal vocal chain. Now, let's do something real quick. There's a chill in the air, but it just feels cold. We're on, what are we listening to? Let's close all the rest of these. My hat, my boots, and all my friends. We're just listening to this one. So, have you seen the update to the virtual mix rack, right? Let's duplicate this mix rack, actually, so we can do a little A-B. We'll duplicate that. It's going to show up right here. Let's turn off the first one. And let's open the second one. I don't know which one I'm looking at here. I think we're looking at both of them. So in the second one, let's hit this little button. Now we have this awesome way to like scroll through and just pull up kind of like really, really much bigger presets about like how they intend for a lot of these things to be used, right? So I want to do a little A-B. Vocal male, right? It tells us control the dynamic range, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let's load that. You hit the little load thing, it goes in, close that window, and now here's our mix rack. It's this, so versus like this was our other one over here. So I will have to put into this, of course, my vocal channel, or my channel, my virtual mixer channel, and then also a gate. And that'll kind of be fine. And now those two are similar. But so I've simply got a de-esser, an EVQ, and compressor. They've got similar. I get the two compressors and an EQ, right? And I'm like, I should probably have a mic model in there too. I do. I don't have a mic model or a pre in this one. So let's add that. Let's do it fast way. We'll put classic tubes right here. Let's make that. I think it was an 800, wasn't it? And then a pre. Get the go to pre's. Okay. Now we're comparable. There's a chill in the air, but it just feels cold. That's this rack, as you can see. I've got my gloves, my hat, my boots, and all my friends are here. So that's our A. Let's hear the other one. There's a chill in the air, but it just feels cold. It's louder, of course. So let's fix the volume bump. Go back to the new one. There's a chill in the air, but it just feels cold. Oh, so cold. I've got my gloves, my hat, my boots, and all my friends are here. 'Cause there's no school. Give it a little bump on the front. The gifts are up. There's a chill in the air, but it just feels cold. Oh, so cold. I've got my gloves, my hat, my boots, and all my friends are here. 'Cause there's no school. I like them both. I mean, I might like the new one better because it's new to my ears. There's a chill in the air, but it just feels cold. cold, oh so cold. And one of the cool things about this my boots and all my friends is that they, you can see there's these macro things over here. So if we're on this and I want, boom, you can see there's little circles. If I want to boost highs, just like when everyone's all hear that? Together. And so what it's doing is turning stuff over here. It's my favorite time of the year. For other things though, like it's kind of cool. Like let's see what happens when we do mid cut. It's gonna be just a mid cut. Control will do those two knobs. Squash is gonna do those two knobs. All the snow comes snowing down on me and all across our town. And that's a good vocal channel. I'm right like, through the I'm down with that. Like it's not even cold. I'm down with that. I'm like, where's our, what are we doing? Look, yeah, it's a snowball. It's my favorite time. And so, yeah, what else is in there, really? I mean, there's like the trumpets, the bells, the synths, the drums, and shit tons of vocals. There's those little booms. Those are, I mean, you could say they're like effects. They're OBX, I'm pretty sure. There's a chill in the round and look. Yeah, that's a wicked sound. And then this thing on the end, what's that? It's my favorite. Okay, so that thing just gets us into that next section on the right key because there's like a key change there. Then we have a little chimey thing, which is also, I think, came out of the OBX plugin. No, that's just a misnamed channel. It's a chimes out of the Ableton library. And that's pretty much the whole song. You know, there's not much more going on there. Now, once I get down to the master bus, we can go and we can look, what's on your master bus? Oh, we don't see it in there. Let's look over here. Now, I will have, of course, you've got your mix rack in which you'll have a mix bus. If I can open it, which we got a virtual mix bus, put that right. This API EQ is not in use. I do put those on there a lot. Just for that little bump right there. Sometimes a thing can take it. This song could probably actually take it. It's my favorite time of the year. It's very, very, very subtle. Good mixing is about very, very subtle things. Next we have, this is the SSL bus compressor, basically. Which is funny, we do have like SSL plugins. Let's go up here. Let's do this. All across our team. Which one is the bus compressor? Native bus compressor 2? So I'm gonna drop that in there. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, that's the one. So let's A/B. Does this have presets? Nice. Pop mix bus sounds good. Yeah, that was a good burp. Okay. Now then, this is the Slate model of the SSL bus compressor. So let's see which one we like better. I like that they both have big buttons that I can hit. So, Slate. It's a snowball. It's my favorite time of the year. It's a snowball. It's my favorite. It's a snowball. Now you have to be referencing and hearing this on something on like quality stuff. These are DT770s. I can hear the difference for sure. It's a very subtle thing. And both of these are hitting about the same spot. And to me, they sound pretty freaking identical. It's a snowball. It's my favorite time of the year. I love stuff like that. Anyways, I figured they were about to come out pretty much exactly the same. Let's leave the SSL one turned on there. Now, we also have an Overstayer, which is not turned on. Oftentimes, that is turned on. Let's see if it does. This is like a saturation coloration. It's a snowball. It's my favorite time of the year. Spreading all that Christmas cheer. And if I believe. You hear that? It just gives that little bit. Now, in the track that went out, I left that off. And I do that a lot of times if it's like a super poppy, like just clean sound. I'll leave that Overstayer off. But dude, I always like it when you put it on and I hear it just then without it. It's a snowball. Still it's off. My favorite. Let's turn it on. Of the year. Spreading all that Christmas cheer. It's just so good. The little tiny things. From there, I would go. Let's see if it's still on my clipboard. It's not. From there, I would put on a Slate FGX2 and master it, and that's about it. So in here, I would go and pick my little preset. Any of them will do. Because basically I'm just after a ratio of compression, which this I want to be in mid-4s. And then some gain, makeup gain, which for me comes down to knowing my gear. Now I'm talking with it's got delay. There's definitely, with the mastering plugin, FGX, and any other I've used, you're going to get latency, which is weird. But I'll set that up to where it needs to be. Turn on the true peak limiting and the dither. I usually set my ceiling here to be about 0.03. And my finger's too fat to do it, but I'll set that to 0.03. You can also double click and type it. That's all I'll do in there. Watch the mix, make sure the levels come out right. And now I'm going to delete that because that's annoying. And then I'll also do my whole mix. I'll run through a bunch of these rooms in VSX and a bunch of the speaker sets. And I like this one, all three sets in this room. This room, same. I use this one in the middle a lot. That's a great way to balance your mix out, for sure. And then the rest of it comes down to checking on NS10s, checking on widespreads. I like the Archon Studio because it just sounds so good, especially the midfield ones here. And once I get there, it's like if it's sounding great, I'm like, sweet, I know all is well. I can check bass with these are bassy. I go into the SUV to check bass too. Mike Dean's Studio is great to check bass because of the mains has like a row of 18-inch subs across the back. They're hidden behind the desk, but it's like a laser precision thing for your bass. What else is in here? The cars are just great. And the headphone models too, and the boombox and the phone. And then audio files fun when you just want to like hear it in a big space. Would you show us the audio file, please? What are you doing, buddy? And it sounds like it looks, So, but VSX is always kind of the last thing in my mix. And out the door it goes. I really do believe you've got to have a great sounding mix before you get to mastering, or I don't know, you're asking too much of whoever's mastering. And I don't send anything out to be mastered. I just make it sound as good as I can, slap that on it, and it makes it sound a little better. honestly, usually a little bit, and out it goes. So that's the whole production. Thanks for watching. If you did so, if you learned a little something, that's cool too. I mean, you've seen, I would hope you were quick enough to pick up seeing any kind of EQ moves and what I did with compression and things like that. I mean, generally, it's not a lot. It's not a lot. You start out kind of in a place that's decent and then try and do as little as possible and off to the races. So, rock your day. Cheers.